researched it. Oh, thanks, Jay Michael. I'm so guilty of this, of just starting. I get off on a tangent and I get going, but I think I'm making a good point here. And by the way, everyone here is already, I believe, involved. We've got Nick. Nick, I see Nick. Great to see you again, my friend. And we have Yolanda. Yolanda, is this your first time? If it's Yolanda's first time, then we'll be ganging up on her. I'm just kidding.
You're gonna start like a little bit back where you are saying Anderson and Grassa because recording start now. I will
Okay. Yeah. Let's go. Everyone, welcome to our Thursday morning. It's April 4th, 2024. And generally, Thursday morning is set aside for first exposure or opportunity meeting, bringing someone to the table that wants to know about who we are, what we do, how we're making money, how we're helping people with health and wellness in this industry. And so I kind of got off on a bit of a tangent because I was talking about doing some storytelling about the business building. So I think what I'd like to do today, because we got people here that are fairly experienced with networking. Nick has some experience, and Tricia does. Wangechi's been involved for a while. Maddie, Florence, Erica, Daniel. I don't know about, have you been involved in this industry for a bit? Yeah, okay, great. Of course, Jay Michael has been with us for quite a while, Kuwinder and JT. So everyone here today has some experience. So what I like to do is a bit of storytelling on how some of these leaders that I've been working with over the last few years recently, because you all know that I've got platinum elites that do, $1 million a day of business in my organization. So, but I want to focus on some of the newer ones. And I'm focusing mostly on Anderson Karpus. And we'll talk a bit about Jillian as well. But Anderson, again, the story I was saying was that I had was working with someone in my downline. She was on my third level. And in fact, let me go to the very beginning of this, because it's kind of interesting how it all began. There's a big lesson to learn here, you guys. I have a guy in Ecuador. I met him on an Ecuador trip back in 2004, 20 years ago. His name's Eduardo. And I met him. He I don't know how he heard about us. He came to one of our meetings, started talking to me, and I signed him up. Eduardo is one of these guys. You kind of call him a junkie. Comes in, he goes. Wherever he sees green grass, he runs over to that green grass. And then once he realizes that he's got to cut it and water it and fertilize it and put some sunshine and love on it to make it grow, he comes back to Fort Life. All right. Because usually it crashes. Well, I think it was 3 times he had done that. Left, came back, left, came back, left, came back. Calls me up one day and says, Dave, are we in Uruguay? Because he's in Ecuador. I said, no, we're not in Uruguay. Why? He says, well, I got this guy that I talked to. I met him on Facebook, and he has a pizza business. He makes pizzas and delivers pizzas, and he has some network marketing experience, and he's a little interested. And I said, well, where in Uruguay does he live? He said, well, he's right on the border of Brazil, like a block. And I said, well, he probably knows people in Brazil. We're in Brazil, so let's talk to him about Brazil. Lesson number 1. Had I not mentioned Brazil, this call probably never would have happened. I said, let's talk to him about Brazil. So he puts me on the phone with him. Lesson number 2, I'm the upline. Eduardo's my downline. I'm serving Eduardo, doing the call. That's what upline does. That's what a sponsor does. So he gets Freddie on. Y'all know I speak fluent Spanish. So I talk to Freddie. We talk about pizzas, and we talk about, so we're bonding, a little bonding going on, becoming friends, establishing friendship. And in that conversation, he basically says he'd like to try the products, see how they are. So we get Freddie signed up. But in the conversation, I say, Freddie, do you know anybody in Brazil? All right, because we have an office in Brazil, and I'm very interested in Brazil. David Lisenby was just in Brazil for 3 years, living there. All right, so there's a focus on Brazil. He says, you know what? There's a lady that I knew years ago in Brazil that, she was in a network marketing company that I was in. and it didn't do very well, the company, but we can give her a call. Yeah, that's what we do. We call people. So he basically reaches out to that, and that's how that conversation ended, you guys. We signed up Freddie. All right. He signed up in the emerging market. Easy to do on the website. Just go, sign someone up when you scroll down to all the countries. Go to For Life, click on select country, scroll down other countries, pick a country. The whole world is there. We picked Uruguay, signed him up. Eduardo got him his product, and it's sent to him. So he signed up. Now, Freddie calls Eduardo, says he got a hold of Nusi. All right. She's willing to listen. Great. When can we do the call? We get Nusi on I think it was a WhatsApp call. Talk to Nusi. First thing I identified. Now, you guys, step 3 in my training, identify your audience. Establish a friendship right away. Establish a connection. I talked to Nusi. I could tell right away she had some health issues. She had some challenges. We're talking about, because she kept bringing up, does your product help with this? Does your product help with that? So I told her all about transfer factor. You guys, it was not easy. All right. I had to really put on my salesman cap to get her to buy a bottle of transfer factor. Now, I look back why. She was broke. She didn't have any money, but she bought a bottle, one bottle. That's where it started. So Nusi started asking questions. All right. Now, I already know Eduardo. He's come and gone 3 times. This is the 4th. So historically, what does it mean? Eduardo is going to probably disappear again, which he has. Can't even find him. All right. So I start working with Nusi a little bit, and she starts introducing me to some of the people that she knows. Let's jump ahead now. 2 years go by. I'm working. My focus is Nusi. What happened to Freddie, the guy in Uruguay? He stopped buying his 100 life points, probably after about maybe 6 months. Gone. His position wiped out. So Nusi, or Eduardo, moves up level 1. Nusi moves up level 2. Now, where are we today? Nusi's a bronze. All right. She just sent me a message, just to show you guys. Sent me a message, I think it was yesterday. Nusi, Neuc, Neu. Well, who understands that? Parabéns means what? Congratulations. She broke a new diamond. She's a bronze. She's starting to break diamonds right and left, a couple presidential diamonds in her downline. Her focus really, because Nusi loves transfer factor for what it did for her health. She weighed like about 30 kilos, under 70 pounds, ready to die, really. Now she weighs like 130 pounds, very healthy. All right. Loves our product. So her focus has been more in the medical community, going after naturopaths, holistic people. She's got a whole team of doctors now. All right. And that's great. She's a bronze. Now, I told Nusi back in 2019, if she got to diamond, I would go to Brazil. She did. She got to diamond. So I went down to Brazil in December of 2020. And I was impressed because of the people I was meeting. So I turned around, I came back home. I come home for Christmas, and I told Gabby, I'm going back to Brazil in January. I really see some great things happening. In January, that's when I meet Anderson. I was given the name in December. And that's kind of one of the reasons I went back, because I talked to Anderson, went back. So now I got 2 people going in Brazil. I got Nusi going as a diamond, Anderson just getting started. Anderson finds Carlos Freddy. Carlos Freddy talks to Grassa, his aunt. Grassa's talking to people within her church. You guys, so there's another lesson. Church. A lot of people go to church. They know people in their church. Talk to them. Invite them. All right. No reason to be embarrassed or afraid. We've got great company, great products, great people, great pay plan. And we don't know what people's financial or their financial health or their physical health. We don't know what it is. We just invite. So I taught Anderson work the downline. You're talking to people for yourself and you're talking to people for your people. That's critical. That's called leadership. And I'm telling you guys, you live and die by your leadership. Honestly. All right. So if you want to build a big network, you have to establish leadership. Okay. So Anderson starts working his downline a bit, talking to people and so forth. Well, Grassa introduces Anderson and he's driving the downline now. He's meeting people, meeting people. So all of a sudden, Anderson's spending a lot of his time working Grassa's leg with Grassa. Now let's jump ahead a couple years. Anderson makes presidential diamond. And all of a sudden, he calls me up and says, Dave, I'm spending so much time. I feel like I'm building everybody's business. You know, I mean, I'm helping them make diamonds and stuff. We're building some diamonds, but no one's doing what I'm doing. I said, Anderson, welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. You're going to feel that way. Okay. You're going to feel like you're building everybody's business because you're working it down. Look, you're going to count on one hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are going to be your lifelong leaders that you bond with and work with that are going to make you a fortune. Okay. You're looking for them. You don't know if they're going to be level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They might be level 20 down below, but you're always looking for those. And those are the ones that they show up for the meetings. They're being productive. They don't confuse activity with productivity. They know what productivity is, and they're keeping the main thing, which is they're also talking to new people, constantly working on the building process. Once you find these people, you embrace them, you latch onto them, and you never let them go. You serve them well, all right? And you develop that bond, that relationship. Well, all of a sudden, one guy down below under Grassa, his name's Gildenberg. He's a networker from another company. I mean, he's won cars and all kinds of stuff. He's introduced to 4Life, takes a look at it, likes the company, likes what he sees. There's a thing going on in Brazil right now in network marketing. They do not like, in fact, they hate Brazilian companies. Every Brazilian network marketing company has come and gone and crashed and ripped off people, and they just nothing. In fact, They, which is a perfume company in Brazil, just terminated their number one guy last week. Number one guy terminated. That'd be like 4Life terminating a Jeff Altgilbers or a medium or me, I guess. You know, so they let him go. There's going to be a massive exodus of people from They. They've changed the pay plan 10 times, maybe even more. That's death to a company. So the point that I'm making is right now, the buzzword going on in Brazil is you need to be with an American company. You can trust them a lot more. So we're trying to get people that are networkers, and they're doing it. It's happening. After 4 years, Anderson working 4Life, he's got the experience now. He's got the confidence now. He's got the knowledge. He can talk about transfer factor, talk about the pay plan, talk about anything. He's probably better than me, honestly. He's good. And so all of a sudden, networkers are coming to the table. Gildenberg brought in Leandro. Leandro's a bronze. Anderson's not a bronze yet. He's a presidential, getting close to bronze. He's got a bronze. He's got probably now underneath him, probably I'd have to say 8 presidential diamonds. There's been this boom growth. He's hitting a couple 100,000 life points a month now. All right. You see? So Anderson made that comment, Dave, I feel like I'm building everyone's business. All of a sudden, and by the way, just so you know, over 4 years, Anderson helped build like 22 diamonds. Not one of those diamonds made it to presidential until he got Gildenberg. And then boom, took off. The lesson, one leg, you guys. You can have one power leg And that one power leg can make you a fortune. All right. I mean, in my case, to be honest with you, it's the Jeff Altgilber's leg. Y'all know Jeff. From Jeff Altgilber's, it takes off to the Philippines. You know, of course, the United States. There's people, but mostly Spanish. The Latin leg, the Malaysia leg, Malaysia. That all goes under Jeff. But then Gabby, my wife, she also has $1 million life point leg. That takes off and goes to New Zealand. It goes to Malaysia, Kenya. Our Kenyans, just so y'all know, our Kenyan friends, you're all under my wife, Gabby. Okay, that leg. The point that I'm making is this. Every platinum, every gold, every bronze has a starting point. If you are willing to, again, it's all about desire and discipline. All right. If you have the desire and you have the discipline and you're willing to do this, it's life-changing. But you have to have the consistency. All right. It's not going to happen in a day. As long as you keep on doing a little bit, and this is what I told Anderson, you keep on pecking away, pecking away, pecking away. I understand you got bills to pay, you got rent to pay, Anderson's got 3 kids. All right. I understand that. All right. Let's get you to where you're making $500 and $1,000. Now, of course, him and his wife have teamed up. They're building a business together and they've got a good system going. She focuses on their 3 levels, on maintaining that relationship with all the 3-level people. Anderson now is kind of working the downline as a leader. I did a Zoom with him yesterday and I was impressed. New people, new networkers that are coming on board. So I anticipate Brazil being a multi-million, life point market. So if you guys know anybody in Brazil, all right, we do Brazilian, every, well, it was yesterday, Wednesday, but if you go on the website, you'll see Brazil. There's calls for Brazil every week. Anderson tends to conduct those. So the lesson here, you guys, today is this. Every single person that achieves a level of success had to go through a process. All right. And I think many times we want to try to circumvent that process. And that's why people get so excited about, hey, get rich over here. Here's this coffee thing, or here's this tea. Here's this. And people jump into it because they get excited about something that someone's gotten rich in. And everybody wants to get rich. All right. And then there's this illusion many times it's created by, they show you a picture of someone that won a house or they got a car. Let me tell you guys something. House programs, car programs. I've been doing this for 43 years now. All right. 43 years. I've never seen it work. All right. Why? Because they're illusions. When I joined For Life, I understand it's wonderful. We all want a nice house. I built my dream home. It's where I'm at. All right. But wouldn't you just rather have more money and you can decide what kind of house you want to build? You can decide what kind of car you want to drive. I mean, yeah, I guess I'm going to brag. In my front yard, we've got 3 BMWs and a Mercedes, and that doesn't even count the Tesla that my son has. All right. So the point is this. We created the For Life pay plan to give more money. All right. That's why it gives us 64%. It pays out. It pays very well. Very, very well. And it's very well balanced for the new person getting started. The middle of the road person, middle class, that needs $5,000 a month. And I call that middle class. In some markets, that's upper class. Here in the US, it's middle class. But then the $10,000 a month plus, then you start going into the upper class. But now we got people making $200,000 a month in For Life. The platinum pool last month was $70,000 per person. $70,000 on top of your network. So now there's people that have their networks bringing them 120, 130,000 plus a 70 on your premium bonus. That's 200 grand. So the average person hears that and it's like mind blowing. But for those that work their way up, it's not. It becomes normal. You see? So the point I'm trying to make again, you guys, the process. Are you willing to go through the process? So what I want to do today, we got 30 minutes left maybe. Let's talk about message. Okay. Now, I'm thrilled that Jillian is going to be helping me in putting tools together to help you all. Oh, Jillian just messaged me, but it gave me host.
Jillian is busy today. That's why they
Oh,
put
no,
it
she just
here.
messaged me, cool Winter. She's trying to get on. Let me tell her real quick. Go to the calendar. I'm talking about you. Just so you all know,
Here she comes.
okay, just so you all know Jillian's background, she was a top, recruiter for Avon from the corporate side, and was responsible for putting a lot of the content together, having a team of people to put together systems, everything from onboarding, training, and all that. So she brings just a wealth of knowledge and experience to the table. And so her and I are going to be working very closely over the next few months here to bring together everything from a fast start guide to helping people get the message out. What can you do on social media? Are you posting regularly? What kind of posts are you putting? And then what are you doing when someone's interested? Okay, I will say this. We're talking about the process here. When I was in Ecuador 2 weeks ago, Damaris Rosado, who's a platinum, by the way, Juan Rosado's wife, she's a platinum too. He's a platinum and she made platinum. She made a comment. She does a lot on social media, Damaris does. But her whole purpose when she does social media posts is to bring people closer to her, kind of through a funnel, if you will, so that she, at that point, can bring them live. And you start. So this isn't about building a network on social media. It's using social media to bring them into your network. You follow me? So social media is a tool to bring them into the community, the forum, if you will. So now that person is on the Zooms, you are seeing them face to face. And that's so important, you guys. You're not going to build a long-term successful network or community doing it exclusively through social media. But social media is a great tool to funnel them to you. But at some point, you're going to have to use your personal skills. I mean, is Nick with us or did we lose Nick? I think we might have lost Nick. I spent some time getting to know Nick recently, a few months back. The guy's got incredible social. He's got Nick TV. He's always got people on his Nick TV channel in Kenya. All right. I haven't seen it recently, but the point I'm trying to make is great social skills. Some people have great social skills. Some people have to work a little bit on their social skills. That's part of the process we're talking about, you guys. All right. So today, what I want everyone to understand is this. At the end of the day, for you to build a successful network marketing business, for you to build a successful team, community, family, you're going to have to establish yourself as a leader. Or you might be fortunate enough to get some leaders in your downline that decide they want to take on that role. And if they take on the role, then you're going to be the beneficiary of that. I've got a guy right now that makes over $100,000 a month. Nobody even knows who he is. No one even knows the guy. But he's the beneficiary of that Latin leg. Arminio's underneath him. Okay? Arminio doesn't even know him. Never even talked to him. Not one time. And yet the guy makes $100,000 a month off of that? Fortunate. Okay? That happens. And that's one of the great benefits of our business, by the way. You can be, and I don't like to say luck, because obviously somewhere there had to be a connection. For Arminio to sign up, someone had to sponsor him and someone had to sponsor him. But if you go up, all right, this guy in Washington, Seattle, sponsored a guy that had a bowling alley who happened to know someone in Florida who happened to know Arminio. And that's basically how it happened. Okay. The guy in Seattle died. He passed away. Gave the business to, remember, I've always said, you might die, but your for life ID number lives on. He left it for his son. The son every month, all he has to do is go to, well, it doesn't go to his mailbox. Hey, so all he has to do is really go to his bank account. Every single month, there's $100,000 plus in your bank account. Doesn't have to do anything to get it. Pretty good deal, huh? We all would like that. Okay. So the point I'm making is this. Those are few and far between. Those that happen to have that good fortune. But it can happen. But if you want to guarantee your success, guarantee it, establish yourself as a leader, which means now you're talking to people, you're inviting them to the table, you're working on your skills, your social skills, your leadership skills, your communication skills, identifying a person's needs. And you know what? Make it fun, for crying out loud. Say, you know what? I am going to work on me. I'm going to get better at this. All right. And you know what's going to happen? I'm telling you right now. I've seen it time and time again. Look, Anderson. All of a sudden, you start to change a little bit. All right. And people notice that change in you too. They're like, you know, something different about you. You know, all of a sudden you seem more confident. You're a bit bolder, you know, not older, bolder. All right. You know, you're just different. And I went through that, but I went through it back in the 80s. All right. And so even my dad made a comment to me in For Life. Here we're talking, what, 20 something years after I got into network marketing. He finally said, son, I never said this to you, but I'm very proud of what you've accomplished. Okay. But that accomplishment was because I embraced the concept of working on myself. And you know who taught me that? Jim Rohn. If you've heard of Jim Rohn, all right? Jim Rohn is the one that said, work on yourself. If you work on yourself, your business will grow. That means you're listening to things on a regular basis that motivate you, that inspire you, that help you every day. Develop that habit. I learned that a few simple disciplines, we're talking about discipline also today, discipline and desire, a few simple disciplines equal multiple great rewards. Okay. So one of these disciplines, and to enhance your productivity, get your messaging down, you guys. Get the message down. And the message really has, I look at it as different categories. One, why this business? Be a good ambassador of networking. Okay. 99% of the people out there don't even understand what network marketing is. All they know is, I got into XYZ company and it failed. My friend got me into this company. They're never going to blame themselves, you guys. It's always someone else's fault. Would you marry somebody you don't know? Probably not. You want to know them. Yet every day people join companies, and they don't even know the company at all. So you need to be prepared in your messaging to talk about the company, know our company, and just know some bullets. 25-year history, multinational, debt-free, science-driven, millions of dollars invested in science every year. We manufacture our own products, they're life-changing products, and the health and wellness industry is $4.3 trillion. Just get those bullets down and bam, 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 you know them inside and out. And let's go back to the industry. Why this business model? One of the things I try to establish with people that I talk to is that A, do you agree with me? And you don't have to talk to people like you're talking down to them, but it's like, don't you agree that if you really want financial independence or some sense of financial freedom, you're going to have to employ yourself? Because working for someone else, we used to think it was secure. It's not secure. I mean, I'm reading right now, fast food here in California, fast food chains are laying off people right and left, letting them go. They're out of job. Fast food. It's not secure. So you can always throw an example in there when you're talking to someone. Just look at the news. I hate the news, but I look at it now and then because it gives me ideas. All right. And one of the things I see constantly, employment. People are having a hard time, even those that go to college are having a hard time finding a job. And when they find a job, it's nowhere near what they expected, and yet they have student debt. Now, President Biden, I guess, trying to forgive them all, which is another topic, nevertheless. But the point is this. Would you agree with me? Simple question. That if you want some sense of financial independence, financial freedom, you have to employ yourself. And then You just look at the options. What are the options? You agree, we agree, I agree. Now I decided to do this. Let me tell you why. And go down the list. I'm doing it because virtually no investment, little investment for a business. All right? $150, $200. And if you join the Fast Start program, so you're talking $550, $600, let's say, to start a business where you don't have any overhead costs. You've got no rent to pay. You've got no employees to pay, no licenses to pay, no inventory to manage, no payments to process, no shipments to make, none of that stuff. Your only investment is in your personal health, using and benefiting from the products, which I would do anyways if I wasn't doing the business. So you have to paint that picture to someone that, you know what, this business over here is great because of A, B, C, D. Okay. Why this business model? Okay. So I just went through some of the benefits of well, some things you don't have to have. Okay. In other words, none of those risks, none of those responsibilities fall on you. All right. They fall on the company. Your partner takes care of it. And that's another thing I like people to understand. Your partner in this business is not your sponsor. Your sponsor can come and go. Your sponsor might die. Happens. Last year, I lost a number of good friends. Ray Muir passed away, our upline. Bonnie Taylor passed away. They're platinums that I grew up with in For Life. I may be next in line. I don't know. Hope not. But the point is this. Your partner is For Life. That's your partner. You want to get to know your partner a bit. They're the ones responsible for paying the employees, shipping the products, paying the commissions, doing it all on time, remaining debt-free, which For Life is, debt-free. Everything they pay for is cash. They're expanding their manufacturing facility, by the way. They got an expansion going on. It's really cool. So all this stuff is important to know. Now let's talk about the benefits. And Jillian and I are going to put together, by the way, this quick start guide, which kind of gives you this list that you can memorize these things so you're prepared constantly that when you're talking to someone, why you chose to get involved with this, okay? And that you made the right decision. So talking about the business model, let's talk about the benefits of it, okay? Not just what you don't have, the no risk, the no responsibility part. What about the added benefits? One, you're not by yourself. You're in business for yourself. Every single one of you is going to get your own commissions every month. By the way, it's coming up in 3 more days is payday. Okay. So you get paid for yourself, but you work for yourself. It's your business, but you're not in business by yourself. All right. You're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. Meaning that here we are with a team right now, small meeting, 17 people, but we're a team. We're a family. We're a community. We learn from each other. We inspire each other. You know, we share ideas with each other. You don't get that in traditional business. Traditional business is like, good luck. All right, you're on your own. So what's the way to look at it? In business for yourself, but not by yourself. Think of it as a one-liner. Here's another one. Earn while you learn. Earn while you learn. Don't have to go to school for 4 years. Start now. Take action. All right. Start making money today, and you'll learn the business as you go along from all the people, and you'll learn at your own pace. You want to learn fast? Great. Get ready. You're going to spend a lot of time, especially the first couple of months, getting started. This business is like a rocket ship. It burns 80% of its fuel to get out of the atmosphere. But once it gets in outer space, it's a few tweaks here and there to get to where it needs to go. Doesn't take a whole lot of fuel. That's why they can go to Mars, by the way. Okay, so the point is, if you want to go fast and go far, get ready to burn a lot of fuel. All right, but earn while you learn. How about this one? How would you like to get paid for what you start, not just what you do? The one-liner, get paid for what you start, not just what you do. What do I mean? People that get paid for just what they do every day, they exchange time for money. I'll give you 8 hours or 9 hours of my time, probably even 10 hours when you count the drive time to get to where you're going and get back home. All right. I will put that block of time into your company or the government or whatever, whoever you work for. All right. And they'll pay you a fixed income. And sometimes they might add a little bonus on there now and then. It's certainly not going to create financial independence or financial freedom. All right. So that's getting paid for what you do, exchanging time for money, never getting ahead, ever. Or you can start something today and start generating a residual income. And I think it'd be safe to say that many of you with us right now have experienced that. You have maybe one or even one, if you have 2 or 3 or 4 people in your downline and they're buying product, you're getting something, right? You started it. How many times did you talk to them? And how often hopefully you have a relationship with them, but the point is they joined you one time, okay? You continuously get paid for your efforts, weeks, months, years, and in my case, decades, plural, decades ago. I still get paid from people that signed up in 1999. They're still alive. I've got a group up in Alaska, the Tremaines, Les and Pat Tremaine. They got to be in their 90s now. They're still alive. Presidential Diamond still qualifies presidentials. All right. Talked to them back in 1999. I still get paid, my residuals from talking. So get paid for what you start. That's a good one. Okay. So understand the benefits of this business. What about globalization when you're talking to someone? When I started networking back in the 80s, it cost a lot of money to work, even nationally. If I had to call California to Florida, that was considered a long distance call. My phone bill could be $1,000 just making calls inside the United States, not even including international. And then cell phones came out in like 80, 88, I think 89. I remember I got one, it was like a big brick. And cell phone bills, $2,000. No way. So you work locally. Today, what does it cost you to send a WhatsApp message? To talk to someone on WhatsApp or Messenger, all right, or Skype? Nothing. So you guys think globally. How are you going to get global? How is it that I've got people in over 100 countries in my 4Life network? Because I'm always asking, do you know anybody that lives outside your community? Do you know anybody that lives outside? So if you've declared yourself a leader and you're talking to the people in your network that you're working with, and you're still trying to identify of those 5, who are the ones that you're going to run with for the next decade to become a millionaire, you're asking them always, look, who do we know? You're always coming up with these ideas. Who do you know? Do you know anybody that lives in the US? Do you know anybody that lives international? All right. So always be thinking that way globally. Globalization, you guys. So these are all benefits of this business. I just gave you 4 simple ones. Okay. You're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. Earn while you learn. Get paid for what you start. And globalization. In other words, you can live anywhere in the world and build a business, and 4Life will pay you. All right. Even if you're on a little island in the middle of the Caribbean Ocean, right, Jillian? So there you go. Now we're talking about messaging, because obviously this Thursday morning opportunity is about messaging. We talked about the business model, no risk, really no responsibility. 4Life does all that. We talked about the benefits of the model, gave you 4 good tips right now. Then we talked about the company, knowing your company. We went through some of those bullets, as I mentioned, multinational, debt-free, manufactures own products, 25-year history, health and wellness industry, $4.3 trillion, patented technology. That's important. What separates 4Life? Because you might have people that say, well, you know what? There's thousands of nutrition companies. We're not a nutrition company. We're a health and wellness company. Okay. That's one of the differences I say. Health and wellness, not nutrition. Nutrition is vitamin C, vitamin B, vitamin D3. All right. We're talking health and wellness. All right. That's a $1 trillion industry. Transfer factor technology. Have you heard of transfer factor technology? That's what we got. We own it. We've got the patents on the technology. Well, what is it? So you've got to show people something that sets us apart from everyone else. I do it in a simple way, and I can do it within 2 minutes. You all have something called an immune system. When COVID hit, it taught us all a big lesson. Some people died and some people lived. What made the difference between death and life? Your immune system. Do you all agree with me? Everyone's going to agree with you. Yes, your immune system made the difference. Some people's immune system recognized the threat quickly, eliminated it, and they didn't even know it's like COVID. What COVID? That's how it was in my family, by the way. Hey, everyone here got COVID. Didn't even know it. Didn't affect them. Other people died. So, what makes the difference? Having an immune system that can recognize the threat quickly, mount a response against the threat quickly, and remember the threat if it comes back in the near future. That's it. I just explained it to you. Transfer factor does that. It educates, it provides, this is not nutrition. If you think about it, there really isn't any nutritional value to transfer factor. What's the nutritional? There's some, I guess, that you get because it comes from colostrum. But the real value of transfer factor is the education. There is no vitamin, there is no mineral, there is no herb or plant or drug that can educate the immune system to constantly and consistently identify threats. And now transfer factor has been clinically proven to respond within 2 hours of taking it. 2 hours after taking transfer factor, it activates your immune cells. That's clinically proven now. We're the only ones that have it. So if we get that message out to people, we've got this product, this science, this technology that does something that will help you live. Now, show you guys something here. Check this out. Hopefully it's still here. 1 second. My app is taking a second to boost up. Wouldn't you know it, it's a news app, and when I want to open it, it opens up in seconds. But now that I want to show you guys something, it's taken a minute. You guys might have all read, there's this new threat now of this new bird flu. If you guys saw that or not, it's on the news. It's big news. A new pandemic they're possibly looking at hitting. You guys, COVID's not the end of it. There's going to be more stuff. So the immune system is going to become more and more and more, I don't say important, but people are going to generate more knowledge or more interest in protecting themselves. We're the immune system company. We've been known as the immune system company since 1999. 4Life started in 98, but 99 was when they said the immune system company. So my point is this. Understand transfer factor science to start with. Then you can understand some of the other sciences, like telomerase. That's another science that 4Life has. Very few people even understand it. What's telomerase? Telomerase is an enzyme inside every one of your bodies. So if you're interested in aging slowly, slowing down the aging process in your body, here's another science, no nutritional value. It's got no nutritional value. But what does it do? It activates an enzyme in your body called telomerase. What does that do? It protects telomeres. What are telomeres? Just look it up on the internet. They're little tails on the end of your chromosomes, your cells. And as years go by, those tails disintegrate faster and faster and faster. It's called the aging process. That's why we start getting wrinkles. I mean, I'm 64 years old. I think I look pretty good for 64. I don't know. I got maybe a wrinkle here and there, but I see people my age and they're like all jacked up. So the point is, excuse my language there. The point is, here's a product, a technology that 4Life has the patents to that slows down the aging process. It's called gold factor. Trillions of nanoparticles of gold suspended in ionized liquid. Sounds kind of technical, doesn't it? Can all of you say that? Trillions of particles of gold that are suspended in an ionized liquid. Makes you sound like a doctor. All right? The reality is they're just nanoparticles of gold suspended in pure water. And when you take it, a little capful a day, it activates telomerase, which protects the telomeres. So now the disintegration of those telomeres is slower. That means cells are dying slowly. And you're not going to have as many of these zombie cells. That's called senescence, by the way. Okay? So now you can age much slower if you want. We own that technology. So you guys, all this stuff needs to be in your messaging. And you might say, well, Dave, how do you know? I know it because I took the time to learn it and read it. I apologize, you guys, because this is simple stuff. Okay? And then practice your message. Talk to your dog. Talk to your cat. Talk to your spouse. Practice on them. All right? I talk to Odin all the time. He's right behind me on the sofa. So now let's move in towards, we've talked about, we're up, our hour's about up. We talked about the business model, all right? The no responsibility or very minimal responsibility, no risk at all, monthly investment in your own health. That's it. We talked about the benefits of the model, all right? We went through those bullets. We talked about the company, knowing your company. We went through those bullets. We talked about our technology that we own on our products. And you can even get deeper in that if you want by telling people, look, our company focuses on systems. We can now target systems of the body: lung, kidney, bladder, urinary, cardiovascular, a reproductive system, nervous system. So now when you're talking to someone, they say, well, do you have something for the brain? Yeah, recall. You got something, I keep getting this kidney infection. KBU, kidney, bladder, urinary. Since I got COVID and I keep having these lung issues. Lung, duh, pretty simple. Can't get any simpler than that, okay? You guys, it's just about being consistently active and talking to people, getting the message out, okay? And thirdly, the pay plan. This is the one where I have difficulty because I know it so well. Many of you know I wrote the pay plan, all right? I was one of the authors of the 4Life pay plan. And I'm not bragging about it. I'm just saying that I know it very well, inside and out. And so I can talk as deep as somebody wants to get in the pay plan. But here's what I find out. The person who wants to know it all tends to be the person who doesn't do anything. It's like, you know everything about it, but you don't do anything about it. Okay. So again, this is the earn while you learn part. Just know the basics, how to sign somebody up. All right. How much life points is it to get started? What's your qualification every month? All right. And then how do you start making a little bit of money? Let's talk about $500. Okay. What's your goal? 3 people. Come on. 3. 1, 2, 3. Get 3 people on your team and start getting yourself a builder bonus and get yourself to builder. Step 1, get to builder. And if you want to make it simpler, step 1, sign up your first person and get a rapid reward of 25%. First person. And you know what? That's a big milestone, by the way, because that's breaking the ice. Getting that first person is a confidence builder. I remember, you guys, I went through almost 3 months of not signing anybody up when I joined. I sold product. Grandma, my dad, family, friends, they bought some product. But getting someone actually signed up, it took some time. And maybe it's because I was hitting them so hard. I don't know. But the point is, I didn't quit. Okay. But once you get that first person signed up, now you can call some of the people you might talk to before and say, my business is off the ground. Remember we talked and you said, let's see, because I said, it's a ground floor opportunity. Back then, that's what I would say. Ground floor. You know what the people would say? Well, let's see if it gets off the ground. Okay. I'm off the ground. I got my first person. Okay. And then you got 3. All right. Then you get, nowadays, we didn't have Builder Elite back then, but get to where you're doing 1,000 life points on your team. How do you do that? Help the 3 people you got, help get them to Builder Elite. Builder. That makes you a Builder Elite. So understand the process and then getting to Diamond and so forth. It's a process. But if you stay focused in that process, I promise you, you will go far. Now, how can I make that promise? Because we've got 25 years of history now, and we ain't going anywhere but up, you guys. So the real question is, how far do you want to go, and how quickly do you want to get there? All right, that comes down to that. You don't have to know everything about it. Know enough to where you're confident enough to bring people to the table. Once they come to the table, experienced people, all right, will help you, support you. That's why we come together on Thursday. That's why we come together on Monday. So as we work and focus on this, the English market, you'll see more of these opportunity meetings. All right, because I mean, I envision the day where we've got 1,000 people on a Zoom, and we're doing Zooms pretty much every day, not just me. Okay, I'm not going to be on every one of them. Some of you are, right? You guys are presenting, so you got to work on those skills. Okay, all right. People hearing me, yeah, I've made over $50 million. All right, average person can't comprehend that. That's like, what? Yeah, it might sound wonderful, but it's my 50 million, not yours. All right. So the point is, I want people to hear someone starting out that's become a diamond. All right. You know, Jillian, all right, when she became diamond. Jillian, what you became a diamond, I'm gonna unmute you real quick. Was that 3-4 months ago?
A couple months ago, actually.
Couple
Probably,
months
yeah.
ago.
Yeah, about
That
6 weeks.
that's a huge milestone. Getting to look, I don't care how good you are, you still got to go through the process. Right? You can't be a platinum without becoming a diamond. All right. In fact, I always say diamond's probably the most important position in for life. Because if there's no diamonds, there's no presidentials. If there's no presidential diamonds, there's no bronzes. If there's no bronzes, there's no golds. And if there's no golds, there's no platinums. So platinums also have to have diamonds, just a lot of them. All right. So my message today, you guys, the process, right? And understanding we all have one responsibility. And by the way, here's another one-liner for you, okay? Well, it's not a one-liner, it's a phrase. Why I love this business model. Because you are singularly focused. You're focusing on one thing, messaging. When you can spend your life focusing on one main thing, you can compress a lifetime of work down into 5, 7, 10 years. Because they took you a decade to get to gold or platinum. And now you're making $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a month. Would it be worth it? I think so. Okay. So compress a lifetime of work. And you can tell people, I just found a way to compress a lifetime of work down into 5, 7, 10 years at the most. If you're willing to listen, we'll show you. There you go. Okay. But that's one of the great benefits of this business, because your focus is one thing, keeping the main thing, and that is being a good messenger and getting that message out to people. That's it. So you guys, I don't know if anybody has anything they want to share, any questions, comments. Hey, Nick came back. Good to see you again, Nick. But I hope y'all are motivated, excited. You know, you got to keep that way. And today is Thursday. Here we are, make it a productive day. Work your business, work your system. All right, whatever. My system is this, by the way. I'm still an old school person. All right. I got a 4-foot wide monitor. My monitor in front of me is 4 feet wide. All right. I love it because I can have multiple things going on. But when it comes to my contact relationship management, my notes, I do this. All right. I've already made 3 calls today so far. Okay. And I'll continue to. So whatever your system is, but have a system. Because I promise you, you're not going to remember that you called Mary a week, a month, and it might dawn on you one day, well, you want to talk to Mary? Oh, I should call her back. It's been a year. All right. No, that's not a system. All right. Have a system that you're working consistently. And I promise you, you work your system will work for you. Any hands that go up, anything? We have Yolanda Cuevas. Yolanda, I want to unmute you real quick. I don't think I know you. And welcome, by the way. I see you got your fingers pushed. There you go. How are you,
Yeah.
Yolanda? How are you?
Fine, thank you. I'm from Chicago,
Okay.
and I've been in joining Zoom previously. But I love what you just had said. Thank you very much. I'm gonna put in practice those things. I'm a diamond in Chicago too,
Nice.
but I haven't been able to keep it, even though I had the title of diamond. But now I know why. So
Good.
and it's a good lesson. But it's still, I keep going, and I know I'm gonna get those how I say positions down for life.
Right.
However, and I started my new strategy working with Spanish and English, and I feel like a rabbit running back and forth. Meeting those people and exposing the the business we have, and I'm excited for that. Very, very excited. But thank you so much for what you have said. You spoke to me directly to me. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Yolanda. You know, and I was going to say, you said it, but I was going to say it. You have an advantage because obviously you're bilingual. You speak English and Spanish. So you can connect with both of those markets, you know. And speaking, by the way, you know, I see it all the time. People get to a pin level, and Jillian, I'll bring you on right now. You get to a pin level and you drop down. Happened to me, all right?
Mhm.
This business is not a straight line to the top, all right? It's full of all kinds of bumps in the road and barriers, and you dip down a little bit, but then you rise back up. You take a step back to take 2 steps forward. That's how
Mhm.
business is, you see?
Mhm.
So you've learned something, but keep in mind, those people that you had on your team as a diamond, things change, life changes. So you want to get back to those people and invite them, see if they want to get involved, or maybe they are involved. Sometimes you can be a diamond and have just consumers. You don't even, you know, none of them are interested in the business. See, diamond, as you know, doesn't require structure. You don't have to have X builder over here or X personal. You just have to have 6 people you've signed up and 3,000 in volume, basically. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. I might be wrong. No, to be diamond elite, that's where you have to have structure. Diamond requires no structure. Okay. Yeah, diamond
Yeah.
elite. Now you got to have some, you know, builders in there and so forth. So, but anyhow, welcome, Yolanda. Appreciate you joining. Jillian, I'll pass it to you.
Okay. All right. So I'm not sure what you want me to cover off, but I've just
I
because
saw a
can't.
hand. You got a hand there.
Oh no, I just I was just saying that you have to have 2 legs with diamond and elite. That's what I was trying to
Okay.
interact
I
with
saw
you.
this hand, and it wasn't the typical yellow hand that goes up and zooms.
That's okay. That's
So I
okay.
don't know how you put that. I thought that's an interesting
Yeah,
hand.
no, but there is but on to Yolanda's note, the biggest challenge that I've had in terms of the direct selling industry is finding motivated people but keeping them motivated. Our job as leaders is to be the eternal motivator and always showing up and lead by examples. So, every day you show up, every day, even if you don't have that title, it doesn't matter. You, like you said, I am a diamond, because in your mind, you're a diamond. So you just keep on continuing to invite, you're continuing to show up. You have to make them contained inside a community, whatever that community is, and we're going to be working on something to help build the English community. So it's like one home. But like I said, right now we do also have that Time for Life group, which is not Jillian's group, it's the English market group. Anybody can go to that group, and that group is for sharing testimonials, sharing wins, sharing trainings. Every time there's a training that is worthy of a customer to see, even Dr. Regina has some amazing trainings. Dr. Ramani has some amazing trainings. And if they're in the English market, they're they're invited to come into that community. Anybody can come into, because, the power of AI and Facebook allows you to do translation now anyway. So it doesn't matter what language you speak, you can convert the text to whatever language you're comfortable with. But I just wanted to let you know that never ever underestimate the power of making sure you make somebody feel at home. So, and then, follow up, and even if it's just a quick, hey, darling, I haven't seen you for a little while, just double check to make sure you're getting what you need. Is there something that I can help you with? That's all you have to do. You don't have to overextend. Just have a conversational chat that you care. And 9 times out of 10, their life's got in the way. And it's, but you also never know, unless you ask, whether or not life has changed in such a capacity that now they have more time to invest in what you're doing. So never and it may not be them, it could be somebody they know. So this is part of the training that I want to help you guys with. Okay.
I'm excited. You know, we're blessed to have Jillian on our team. And I'd heard so much about Jillian for years before she joined us. Claudia kept talking about Jillian all the time. And so now that she's with us and is going to build a big business, I have no doubt because of what she brings to the table. And she knows it. That's the confidence, you know, which is wonderful. So I'm thrilled about what we're going to be doing. You know, a lot of great things coming to all of us. And this is going to be the benefit of being part of our team, part of our family. As we, you know, things unfold, you guys are going to get to see it in real time, right? In other words, once we have something that we put together, we'll get it out. And we'll even have like a core group of people that we're going to want feedback from, which is wonderful. So having said that, I would like to finish up on this note. There is a text here from Erica. Erica's still with us. Great. She says, I'm in the middle, many have probably read this. I'm in the middle of earning a bachelor's degree in business communication and literally just read before jumping on the call how the economy affects businesses. If a business can't afford to buy product, it can't sustain itself. Okay. Here's what I love about our business model. Number one, health and wellness. Why is it a $4.3 trillion business? Because at some point in life, everybody starts to realize the importance of their health. If you don't have health, you can't even enjoy the money you might have. Okay. So health and wellness is a wonderful business. Now, our business, though, we offer more than just health and wellness. And that's why I focus a lot on the money-making side of this, because we're entering into a difficult time. We have a recession proof. So there's a term for you right there that you can write down. How would you like to have a recession proof business? Ours is recession proof. I've been through a number of recessions in my 43 years of doing this. Reagan recession, Obama recession. During those recessions, I made more money than I had ever made previously. All right. Why? Because in times of recession, everyone has the need to survive. So now they're motivated to look for something. If everything was great and everybody had some money and everybody's happy, they're not motivated for change. They're not motivated to they're complacent. They're happy. I admit, when I got my bottle of transfer factor, if I was already making a bunch of money doing something else, I wouldn't be talking to you guys today because my focus is elsewhere. So during recessions, take advantage of it. Talk about a recession-proof business. People are looking for ways to make some money, and here they don't have to invest money to make money. You just consume the product. And if you say, like Erica, you might say, well, what if somebody can't even afford to buy the product? Sell it. You don't have to buy it. Sign up for $10. All right. Go sell a pair of shoes and get $10. And then with your $10, now you're joined, you got an ID number, start getting links out to people, signing some people up. But if you got 2 people that buy a bottle of Transfer Factor Plus, there's your 100 life points. They buy it on your account because you sent them your link. So you can qualify, not even buy anything. I don't like to teach that because I want everybody using our product. But the point is, you could do that if you had to. What a story that would be. Couldn't even afford to buy a bottle of product, yet I'm a platinum, right? It's kind of how I was, but we didn't have links back then. There was no app. So I had to borrow. I borrowed the money from Hector Bermudez, my friend, to get my first 100 life points of product because I couldn't afford it. So I borrowed it. It was worth it. So having said that, I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Thanks, for being part of our family community, but let's get new people. And I'll be doing the same. All right. So thanks again. Have a wonderful Thursday. All right. Keep going, keep growing. Action, action, action. Productivity with your activity. Okay. I'm going to open up the mics real quick. Share some love with me here. All right.
Thank you.
Keep going, keep growing.
Thank you.
Great to see everybody.
Okay.
See you in Utah,
Thank
J.
you
Michael.
very much, Dave, for your
Utah.
time.
Thank you. Thank you,
Bye.
thank you.
Thank you so
Bye,
much.
Appreciate it.
bye.
Thank
Namaste.
you.
It was awesome. Thank you, Yulin, also.
Okay,